My name is Kid Thompson, and you're watching the HCW show with Muzza and DP. You'll love to see it.
And welcome back to the HCW show. I am, as always, your host with the most, Muzza, and I am joined by the now self-proclaimed TJ Rage Guy. AJ, it is the Yeah.
Firstly,
Mr. Deep Weezy, how are you?
Muzza, don't you dare do my intro for Show Squared. That is my intro. I have the rights, and only I have the rights to do that intro. And secondly, yes, I'm a TJ Rage guy. Always have been, always will be.
Then, now, forever. But yes, we are here to do not a review. I mean, that's right, but we're finally away from October 22nd in Tron Hall. That's October 22nd in Tron Hall. We are here to preview Pro2's next show, Homecoming. And yeah, we've got 6 matches, 4 title matches. And it's going to be a very interesting card to look at. Now, before I go any further, I have a bit of a surprise for everyone here. Well, me and DP should know. I've been given footage that I'm gonna play for you all. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you the footage now.
Wow! Kid Thompson from Pro2 Wrestling here. Hiya Muzza, how you doing? Hiya DP. It's yourself. Guys, thank you so much for inviting me on the HCW show. I can't wait to see this show about previewing Drongan's Homecoming event that we're having at Pro2 Wrestling. It's on the 16th of March and it's at Drongan School Hall. Get your tickets, etc, etc. It's going to be an amazing show. I heard you guys are previewing it today, so let's get into it.
Yes, that is right. I have been in talks with none other than the host of Pro Tuesday and Pro2's head commentator, Kid Thompson, and he has gladly sent us clips to help along with this preview.
Muzza, who cleared this?
Did you not get my message? You not read the messages. I messaged you this saying this is happening.
There was no message whatsoever. You know to run things through me. I would never have approved this.
Are you just saying this because he's brought up Grado? Or referenced him?
Firstly, Grady has no reference on this whatsoever. And secondly, like I said, there's a natural hierarchy within HCW, okay? You are a lower fish on a totem pole. I'm the big kahuna. Okay?
Yes,
you run things through me.
Yes, but technically this is my show. I'm the host.
The show that we let you have. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Muzza.
Dabble. But yep, we have Kid Thompson here, and he is gonna, in a sense, help us do the preview. As much as DP does not like this, I think he's probably gonna complain the entire way now. But yeah, we've got the card. We'll let Kid Thompson tell you what the first match is.
He's still here.
Luke Cairo from Iron Girders is making his debut from the United Queendom, Shay Monet. Shay Monet is making big waves in the scene just now. This is going to be an incredible matchup. You'll love to see it.
That's right. Opening contest is a singles match. It is the debut in Pro 2 of Luke Cairo taking on Shay Monet. Monet, now, Look, for those who don't know, look, Cairo, as Kid said, he is originally from Iron Girders, but has also competed everywhere in Scotland, ICW, and everywhere else. He's been a regular challenger for the ZOG title. He's a young up and comer. He's got plenty of experience as well, and obviously he is facing as a more known name in Shay Monet. Monet, I think this is a big match for both. Obviously, Shay Monet has been on the losing side last couple of shows and want to get back to winning ways. But look, Cairo is making his debut and will want to make a big statement. What's your thoughts on this match, DP?
I mean, firstly, I didn't know Kid was still be doing his intros, but I'll try not to let that ruin my mood too much. So, yeah, I mean, obviously you've got two guys here, both who are looking to make statements. One, as you said, on the losing side of things, the other one making their debut. It all depends on how much Cairo wants it, I think. Because Che will definitely want to get that, the upper hand again, to get another win, to get that momentum going again. Of course, losing the last bout out of Battle Line on October 22nd at Troom, where obviously but they lost the tag team match, and I think they're making a debut as well. It's a lot of nerves, a lot of anticipation as well, so that might get to Cairo. I don't know, but I do foresee it being a good match between the pair of them, and I hope I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, I think this will definitely be. If there's of all the matches on the card, I think this one is probably might be my, even though this is the first show we're talking about. I think this might be could potentially steal the show.
Potentially, yeah,
Very
absolutely.
much so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put down my prediction though. I think as much as I would like to see Cairo make his win on his debut, I think those losses have been eating at them. And I think they're gonna come out here with a point to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know if Emily Hayden will be with him, which could play a factor. But I think Shay Monet might pick up the win here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I reflect that sentiment. I think Shay wins here through by hook or by crook, as they say. Emily Hayden could be there, United Queendom, but I don't know entirely. Again, the whole of Cairo's debut as well, eating at him and potentially firing up as well. But I think Shay wins through nefarious means.
Yeah, I think we're both in agreement there. So let's get on to the next match.
Bells Division General Manager Rosie Knight has an announcement to make. I don't know what that could be, but on the card tonight we have Daisy Jenkins challenging the Bells Division Champion Angel Hayes. This will be our first defence of the title, and Daisy Jenkins is no slouch in that ring. So, what's going to happen there, guys?
That's right, we have a bit of a 2-for-1 here. Firstly, Bells Division General Manager Rosie Knight has an announcement. Now, for those who have been watching our Pro 2 reviews, you might not know who Rosie Knight is. I'm pretty sure DP doesn't know. But for those who don't know, Rosie Knight, a former pro wrestler, she was the inaugural Bells Division champion, winning it in a 4-way. And even defended in a triple threat. However, she was forced to vacate due to injury that, as far as I recall, I believe she had to retire, which is unfortunate, but looks like Pro 2 have given her the role of being the general manager of the women's division. So she has this announcement. What it is, I can't really point to, but I'm sure it's going to be interesting to see what the announcement is.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, I don't necessarily know who Rosie Knight is, but the way you describe it just sounds like a wrestler who, won the world title of their division. Was unfortunately forced to go into retirement due to an injury. Came back out of retirement and made themselves GM, which sounds actually quite familiar. Anyway, sorry.
No.
But I mean, obviously, there's no idea what this is going to be. It could be anything from her announcing something to do with the World Division title. It could be her announcing she's coming out of retirement to do another match or to fight someone else, or who knows exactly what this is. Obviously, keep an open mind for this sort of stuff because you just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and obviously, as Kid Thompson said, we do have a Bells Division Championship defense. It is Angel Hayes defending her title for the first time against Daisy Jenkins. Angel obviously won the Bells Division title at Mayday Mayhem on October 22nd in Trun. Trun in a tag match with Logan Smith. Smith defeating the prior champion Emily Hayden. Now, it is interesting that Daisy Jenkins is the first challenger, considering the last time we saw her, she was in a losing effort against Terra. However, it's been aware that the Angel Hayes is looking to be a fighting champion, take on all comers, and Daisy Jenkins obviously the first to step up. And as Kid said, she's no slouch. While her record in Pro 2 hasn't been great, sometimes one win is all you need, and that could potentially what happens here. You say you want to be a fighting champion. These are the risks of potentially being a fighting champion. Is you could very well lose at first defense. But I'm curious to see what you think on this title match, DP.
Yeah, no, I respect Angel Hayes for what she's doing here because obviously you win a world title. That target is planted firmly on your back. Everyone's gunning for you now because you've got the title, you've got the main thing, you've got the main accolade. You're the top of the totem pole, in that division. So she is there and she's not backing down. She's saying, "I'm going to fight all comers. I'm going to fight everyone who comes forward," and I completely respect that. As someone who fights themselves, there's a lot of respect between fighters there. But as you said, obviously, Daisy Jenkins is a threat in herself. The feisty fighter is someone who's seen action against, obviously losing to Hera, but not letting her bring her down, taking an opportunity, being an opportunist, and taking that shot when she could against Angel Hayes. Obviously, Daisy we know is quite an opportunist. Can make use of the many ways of the ring and the many maneuvers of the ring to try and maybe sneak out a win. Yeah, potentially. But yeah, I look forward to this match as well.
Yeah, I think this is, these are two very good wrestlers. Daisy Jenkins, a bit newer, but she's been traveling everywhere since we last talked about her. She even showed up in the last ever Wrestle Carnival show that you and Rate reviewed.
Yep.
And obviously we know Angel Hayes, one of the top Scottish women wrestlers going right now. I think if there is a definite match that is, in my opinion, possibly going to be match of night, I'm putting it on this. So, yeah, I think as for my prediction, I think Daisy Jenkins is going to prove to be a handful of a challenger, but I think Angel Hayes, Angel Hayes has everything it takes to retain her title.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. There's something about being a new champion and your first defense meaning the most because it's literally your first defense and you don't want to lose it on your first defense. Like, down the line, absolutely. If it's like 5 or 6 defenses in, and it's like, okay, maybe I've done what I need to do with it. First title defense, it's like, come on. Like, so, nothing against Daisy whatsoever, but I do feel there's more drive for Angel to want to, defend her honour, essentially, and defend her title and maintain that title reign that she has now and has had since October. So yeah, Angel's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, Angel. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's certainly going to be an interesting match to watch. And yeah, we'll move on to our next match.
Big Daddy Kill with the unlucky size 13 boot. Krieger. It's fair to say he's got a fire lit in his belly. Now, He's going up against Ray Barani for the second time. In the last meeting, Ray Barani won by cheating. Will history repeat itself? What do you think?
That's right. It is Big Daddy Krill Krieger, and he is taking on Ray Barani. Now, as Kid said, this is a rematch from Mayday Mayhem last year, a show I was at, that we haven't reviewed here. Ray Barani managed to get the win through nefarious means. I believe, if I recall, he pulled the top turnbuckle down, and Krieger ended up hitting his head off that, and Barani took advantage. Now, Krieger has been on Pro2 a lot. He's twice challenged for the Pro2 Ayrshire Heavyweight title coming up short-handed, and he is someone who I think he posted a video promo about this, and he says that this year is going to be his year. He's dead set on winning championship gold in Pro2. It's one place he has been in that he hasn't held gold in, and he's facing Ray Barani, who made his that match against Krieger was his debut in Pro2, which he won. And Barani, he has his own goals set in mind. I believe he is set on the Joker's division, which is, the Why So Serious title. So obviously, another win over Krieger here would give Barani, I'd say, a good chance of being next in line for that shot. But obviously, Krieger looks set to have a bit of a mean streak going. What's your thoughts, DP?
Yeah, I can't really say anything that you've not said already. Barani absolutely would need this win to propel himself going forward into the Joker division and the Why So Serious title. On the other hand, of course, Krieger could use the win to propel himself to, to come TJ Rage. But moving on, but aside from that, though, both men have got good motivations to try and get this win. Both looking for their separate divisions, but it all depends on who wants it more. I think what it comes down to. Obviously, Barani's already beaten Krieger before, so he knows what it's like and what he needs to do to beat Krieger. On the other hand, Krieger has that motivation from losing the first time to get his vengeance, his revenge, how you want to word it. Again, should be a good match. I look forward to it.
Yeah. I think, Krieger's definitely going to will probably be looking to look back on that match, see where he went wrong, what he can do better. He now knows what Barani could use to try and get the advantage. The interesting thing is that after the end of Krieger's promo, it showed the logo of Glasgow Grindhouse, which is the tag team of Krieger and Luke King Sharp. What does that mean? Who knows? Maybe he's going to bring in help. We don't know, but I think this, in terms of my prediction, I think as much as Barani getting up a second win over Krieger would be a big kill, I think Krieger's gonna be really motivated for this. We're gonna be looking. There's a lot of people, I'm sure, who are gonna be gunning for TJ Rage and that Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship. I think Krieger is definitely one of them. Krieger's already faced TJ Rage before, but they were both on opposite sides of the dynamic. Now the dynamic seems to have maybe switched. So I think this will be certainly an interesting match, but I think Krieger is getting the win here. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I personally think that when you use the various tactics, there's more to it than just, being that guy. It requires brains. It requires smarts, tactics. I'm not saying Krieger's not smart. I'm sure he is. But I do feel Barani might have the edge here. Having already beaten Krieger, he knows what he's got to do to beat Krieger. And Krieger might, fall for the same tricks that he did the first time. Not saying he will, of course, but history can repeat itself, and I think history will do just that here. So I'm saying Ray Barani wins and goes on to fight maybe Logan Smith in the future.
So that's a match that even I think no matter the result, it could very well happen. You never know. The Jokes division is wide open right now. Logan Smith's been dominant, but yeah, I think this is certainly a match to keep an eye on, as I think both Krieger and Barani will be two people going forward that could potentially be title challengers for whatever title they go for.
Yeah.
And with that, now we're going to move on.
Big strutting Frank Cross has activated the rematch clause for that Scottish Interpromotional Championship bout against the champion, Davy Blaze. But will the song remain the same for Big Strutting? What do you think?
Right, it's next match. The Scottish Interpromotional Championship is on the line as the former champion Frank X Cross will be taking on the new champion, accompanied by the devil himself, Charles Boddington. I think we all now. I think this is going to be interesting because Frank. Obviously, the last time these two faced, Frank had to have already faced two big challengers in Hunter Sampson and Hammerhead Smith, and then add in Boddington's interference. Davy Blazer would pick out the win. This time, there's no previous people Cross has to face. It's 1-on-1. I think this is, Frank Cross, as was proven with his interpromotional reign, where he took on all comers. He's a tough guy to keep down. No disrespect to Davy Blaze. Obviously, he is one of the, he's a big name in Scottish pro wrestling, and he's worthy of being interpromotional champion. But being associated with Boddington is, while I'm sure it's gonna get you a bigger payday, is it necessarily the right move? Your views may vary. But yeah, I think this match is certainly one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, so there's a group of people, yourself included in that, who, what's the word, who believe in a society where people get what they want and people don't deserve the opportunities that they get and stuff like that. And I've labelled them as cross crybabies. Cross lost title fair and square. I don't know how else to tell you. Yes, it was a valiant effort. He lost to two guys beforehand. Davey happened to be the fourth guy. The third guy, sorry. Happened to be the third guy. And it happened to fall that way. The cards have done whatever. He's now cashing a rematch clause, Frank. So, you know what? I've got no quarrel with that. That's fine. Let the match happen. I've got nothing else to say, really. I look forward to this match. I don't think Frank... I'm not a huge... I don't believe in rematch clauses. That's what it is. I don't believe in them. But, yeah, it is what it is. I guess Pro2 has allowed this to happen. You're enabling it. People of Pro2 crowds enable it. It shouldn't be happening, personally, but it is happening. So, we are where we are. And, yeah, I guess it'll be a good match. I mean, I say I guess it will be because Davey's there, but... Yeah... I don't know
it's as much as we seem to clearly disagree on the whys and the whys. There's no doubt that these are two strong guys. One's a gladiator, one's a self-proclaimed gladiator, and one's a cowboy who likes to strut. And I know you used to like to strut, but seemingly you've changed in recent times.
I've seen the light, Muzza.
Is that what you call it?
That's what I know it as.
Anyway, as for predictions, Frank Cross, as I've said, he's a tough guy to keep down. And normally in if this was just a normal one-on-one match, I would say Frank Cross may have him beat. However, I think the influence of Boddington is going to could possibly make a huge difference here. And by hook or by crook, he's gonna have some say in this match. He's gonna get involved. I like to hope that the Pro 2 refs and Pro 2 refs are gonna have that eye on him, because he's gonna be up to nefarious means. But I think Davy Blaze, even without the help of Boddington, Davy Blaze could easily win this by himself. But I don't see him doing that, because, there's something not right I don't like about it. But I will say that Blaze will be, I think, could very well be a dominant champion, and I can see him probably retaining. But stranger things have happened. Frank Cross crashed in his rematch clause. He could very well come out on top and regain that interpromotion title.
Yeah, so I'm glad you said that Davey Blaze could easily beat Frank Cross by himself. Because I agree. Boddington, Charles Boddington, of course, he is the manager of champions. He is the coach of champions. He has a portfolio of champions in his grasp. And he's a smart man. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's there as moral support. He's there for business, tactics, tactician, how you want to call it. He's there as that and that only. He does, like we mentioned it last time as well. He's not someone who gets in. He only gets in the ring when he's what's the word, when he's goaded into doing it. Like that's the only time it's happened. Like Grady forced him in the ring. He slipped and accidentally caused a. Oh, was it? I think it was a ref to pull out the ring. Like there's just these little scenarios and stuff that happen that people tar Boddington with a brush that he's an evil man or he's a nefarious man. He's not evil. He's not nefarious. He's just a man. He is a smart man, business minded, a real man's man, a business minded man. He is the man. He's the guy you want in your corner. He's the guy you want by your side. Saying that, of course, my prediction, should be of any surprise to anyone here, is with Davey Blaze. Like I said, I don't believe in rematch clauses. There's a reason why when they beat Frank the first time. I don't see it not happening again.
Yeah. Despite your blatant obliviousness to the obvious when it comes to Boddington, yeah, this match could go either way, really, but you never truly know. And yeah, we'll move on to our next match.
For my money, the most beautiful belts in all of Pro 2 Wrestling, the Tag Team Championships, currently held by the Alliance, Adam Shame and Sweeney. They were defending those championships against Lucha Scotland, Lucha DS and Soldato. That's going to be a barnstormer. I cannot wait to see it.
That's right. Next up, we have the Pro 2 Tag Team titles, the current champions of the Alliance, but not my Alliance, of Adam Shame and Sweeney, and they are defending against Lucha Scotland. Now, this is a rematch, of course, from 2 years ago. Obviously, if you recall the history of the belts, the belts were vacated, and Lucha Scotland won them, and in their first defense issued an open challenge, which Adam Shame would accept with Sweeney, and they would win the belts. And then since then, Shame and Sweeney have had a chokehold on this division, not actually defending the belts until Battle Lines at Trun Hall on October 22nd, where they were originally slated to face Arcade Violence, but obviously that didn't happen, and instead they defended and retained against Drew Mercury and Gabriel Song. Meanwhile, Lucha Scotland, they have been wrestling mainly out of Target Wrestling. They are still, as of this recording, the Target Wrestling tag titles. However, those belts will not be on the line. It is only going to be for the Pro 2 tag titles. The key thing I am noticing from this is that there isn't a confirmation that this is under Alliance rules. Now, this could very well change. We don't know. The Alliance seem to have their way with being able to change the match rules. I don't know how they're able to do that, but have to wait and see. I think regardless to if it is Alliance rules or not, I am in the belief here that Lucha Scotland, they're on a high momentum. They've been defending those Target Wrestling tag titles. They defended them at Battle Lines against the Blood Money Mercs, and they are on a momentum right now. And I think one thing they have, while Shane and Sweeney definitely have the power advantage, I think the general athleticism and fitness of Lucha Scotland might be their advantage. There's a reason the Alliance have an 8-minute time limit, and they're hoping to just batter their opponents quickly and get it over and done with. But if Lucha Scotland can use their speed to their advantage, they could easily tire out the Alliance and become new tag champs. But I'll save my official prediction till later. What are your thoughts, DP?
Yeah, so it's more or less exactly what you've said. They've had a choke. The Alliance have had a chokehold on the 10th division for a little bit now. Obviously, Scotland have had more success elsewhere in Target Wrestling. There is like, I don't know what it is. There's like this overwhelming of just slowness that hits the ring when the Alliance are in the ring. There is just, I don't know what it is. It feels like a literal chokehold on 10th division, and it's, you mentioned before the 8-minute time limit. That we're not sure if there's an official confirmation of that. I imagine there will be a confirmation of that, and I imagine even if it's not, like, it might be at the moment in the ring that they announced 8 minutes. And they said there's a reason for it. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they can only go 8 minutes. I don't know. Maybe they want to be done early and go home.
They couldn't wait to get out of Trun. That was certain last time, and we'll see what they're like with Drongan, but I imagine it's probably going to be the same reaction.
Yeah, based on what I've seen of Drongan images on the Google Maps. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what to think about this match. Obviously, I've got my hopes and my aspirations and my dreams. But we will see, I guess. We will see what happens with this match with the title on the line.
But yeah, I think from overall prediction, I'm curious to see, like, there's a part of me that feels like we are still owed a tag title match between the Alliance and Arcade Violence, and while that would make me believe that this could possibly lead to an Alliance retain, it really depends on what time limit this match has.
Mm-hmm.
That match, but I believe no matter 8 minutes or not, Lucha Scotland have definitely. I think they have the physical advantage, but Shane and Sweeney obviously more experienced, and they know how to get on people's nerves and could probably use that to their advantage. I personally am going with new tag champs actually in Lucha Scotland. I know that might be a bit of a surprise, but I think Lucha DS and Soldato have what it takes to defeat the Alliance and hopefully bring some titles back on to the good side of the roster.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I really want Lucha Scotland to win. Like bias, like not bias fully there. I want Lucha Scotland to win. It's like I do want them to win this match. 8 minutes or not, they're a really good tag team, and I said that from the moment I first saw them. What I think happens though in the match, I think there's a reason why you're allowed to have that 8 minute limit, and I think Lucha Scotland will have them just when they want them, about to win, when the 8 minutes runs out. I think the Alliance technically win.
They don't win, but they don't lose the belts.
Exactly. I guess a tie. Is that how it works? A time limit draw.
Yeah, it will be a time limit draw, which would mean the Alliance would retain.
Yeah.
Providing the match is Alliance rules, that is. We still don't know.
Yeah, precisely. But that's what I think happens there in that match.
Yeah, and so with that, we now move on to our final match, the main event.
6'7", 270 pounds, the Goliath of Scottish wrestling, Hunter Sampson, is taking on TJ Rage for the Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship. Now, Hunter Sampson feels screwed by Boddington's army. In fact, I think the whole of entirety of Scottish wrestling and Pro2 wrestling in particular feels screwed by Boddington's army. What's the outcome going to be? Will Boddington get involved again? Have to wait and see on that one.
Well, we don't know if it's the main event, but it's for the top title. It's the Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship. It was the last match recently announced. It is the champion TJ Rage, as always, accompanied by Charles Boddington, taking on Hunter Sampson. Now, this match came about kind of a bit out of nowhere. Hunter Sampson put out a promo. He talked about he admits that he wasn't on the ball for the gauntlet, but felt that he was used in a sense by Boddington's army as just someone to help tire out Cross and all that. And while Sampson, he's not a well-liked man. He clearly has his own sense of morality where he's like, I don't want to be used by you lot, and I'm gonna show you what I can really do. And yeah, then as much as it seems like Pro2 kind of just said, you know what, this is good enough reason, and we've already got TJ Rage on the poster, get the match on. Yeah, I have dubbed this match the Hossening, as you can tell. Once you got two big guys here. Hunter Sampson, obviously the bigger guy, but TJ Rage, obviously, there's a reason he is still the inaugural and current champion, even with this now seemingly turned to the dark side and siding with Boddington. I think while this match, it's not going to be pretty, but what it is going to be is just two big, strong guys colliding at each other. And I think this is, for those who love, as Biggie would say, big meaty men slapping meat, if you like that kind of style, this is going to be the match for you.
Right. Where do I begin with this? So you mentioned about how TJ Rage had, turned to the dark side or turned to the evil side or whatever because he aligned with Boddington.
He has.
There's no dark side, no evil side. It's business acumen. It's business 101. You invest in the stocks that you think will do well, so you make the most money. Boddington is that stock. Like TJ Rage has invested in Boddington to be his coach. How do I word it? Like Boddington is, as I said before, the manager of champions. He's the coach of champions. He is what you need in your corner, and not make it all about Charles. I don't know where the match has come from. As you said, it sort of felt a bit thrown together. But obviously, Sampson has this idea that he was used by Boddington. I don't know where he got that from. He was in the match. It's the way the cookie crumbled. That's literally what it was. Sampson, Hammerhead, Davey. That's the order. It could have been the other way around. I think Sampson's going for the cheap and easy route here. I think he's like, actually, you know what? No, I feel cheated. Give me my payout. Like, give me my title match. Saying that, I do appreciate the idea of this match. As you said, it's the Hossening. It's two big guys who are going to be colliding. I don't agree with the match that's been made, but I look forward to it.
Well, it's a simple case, really, of, TJ has been complaining for a while that he hasn't gained the respect he deserves, and that's why he turned. And now, we're finally giving him what he wants. He wants the big matches, and we're giving him quite literally the big match with a big guy in Hunter Sampson. And no matter where your loyalties lie, we can all appreciate that this is going to be a very big match. Obviously, TJ, he has a much bigger experience than Hunter Sampson. Hunter Sampson's still very much new to the game, but just basing him off his physical attributes, he has the height advantage. He probably has the weight advantage, and if you underestimate him at any count, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm almost certain that's not going to be the case. As much as I'm not a fan of him, I'm sure Boddington has been in TJ's ear. Yeah, to not underestimate Hunter Sampson, and he's probably come to TJ saying, "Don't worry, I'll be there in case anything goes wrong." But my overall prediction on this, as much as I would love to see Hunter Sampson win, because this would be it would be literally strapping the rocket to this young this new guy and propelling him to the top. I just don't see it. I think there's too many outside factors. You've got Boddington. You've even potentially got Davey Blaze potentially interfering. But I think even then, I think TJ Rage is going to retain here. He's got the backing. Boddington has. You say TJ Rage has invested in Boddington. I think Boddington has invested in TJ and is riding his coattails. And no disrespect to TJ Rage, he's a dominant champion. There's a reason he's been champion for this long. I don't see that changing, unfortunately. But I think Hunter is going to give him a run for his money for certain. But I think the championship will remain, unfortunately, in the Boddington camp.
Mm-hmm. So let me put it this. Let me try and get it through to you. In your job, okay, we won't, disclose what that is for the sake of, privacy and all that. But say you and your colleagues were all part of the same group who were eligible for a pay rise. Okay? And you were the one who got that pay rise. Okay? Then it came to the matter of fact where you couldn't live without that pay rise. Like, you were so used to it, your way of living increased, your standard of living increased, so you spend more money to maintain that level. Then in comes this foreign body, like this external thing that threatens to take away your pay rise. The thing that you're so dependent on, that you're so used to having. You take it to keep it. To keep that pay rise. You do what you can to keep the pay rise. Yeah? And if that means collaborating with something else, and that means getting another job to maintain it, whatever, like, you do that because that's what you need. You're used to it, you're dependent on it now. And that's what TJ Rage has done here. He's done the smart thing. He has sided with greatness. He himself has become great. He has He has invested in himself. It's the best way of putting it. By aligning himself with Boddington. Boddington is the best choice any wrestler, any competitor, any athlete can make. Whether you like him or you not, and I know there's a lot of people who don't like him, which I don't understand why. You can't deny his business acumen. You can't deny the prestige he brings to his army, to put it that way. Bonington's army, if you will. But of course, as always, I am a TJ Rage guy. So, while Samson might be young, hungry, a dominant force, he's not TJ Rage. And yeah, I don't know how else to really word it. TJ is my pick to win this match. No hook, no crook, no nefarious means. Like, this is going to be straight down the middle. Bonington is just there in case anything does go wrong. As he always is there for. Say, for example, okay, let's just say the referee gets taken out. Bonington can sub in. Let's just.
Does he have a referee's license?
I'm sure he does. He's not an idiot.
Surely he should leave the refereeing business to the referees. He doesn't need to get involved. If he wants to be ringside, by all means, he has the manager's license to do so. He just doesn't need to get involved in the match.
Well, this sort of brings on me to my second point. Obviously, there is a lot of people who disagree with Bonington's ways, and they say he's evil, he's dark, he's whatever. But there's something that everyone's forgetting about, and we've even alluded to it here. Like, Frank Cross getting an match clause when they shouldn't exist. It's just a cheap way for the former champion to get another shot at the title when they lost fairly. The Alliance have their 8-minute limits. Who authorises those? Who allows them to have the chokehold of the 8-minute limit on the tag division and tag title shots? And now we have people like you, Muzza, people like Kid Thompson, who come in and they just berate Charles Bonington. Even at the end of the last show, Battle Lines, you had Grady unneedlessly assault Bonington.
Just come up and see, but Bonington had interfered and attacked Grado.
So, with that in mind, I have come up with a new message. Down with the Pro 2 corruption. Pro 2 is corrupt. And it stems all the way from the top. It trickles down from management into commentary to the ringside crew. To even some of the wrestlers themselves. Bonington is putting a fix to that. TJ Reach retains. Bonington stands tall. Bonington's army. And, of course, we demand justice for Bonington's army. It's mirrored, but you know what it says.
Yeah. I can see what it reads, and yeah. I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree on the matter in hand.
We agree that I'm right and you're wrong. Okay.
That's not what I agree to at all. But yep, that is the card. Obviously, the show is obviously, as of right now. This is pre-recorded a little bit, but pre-recorded. But the show will be on Saturday, the 16th of March. Tickets, as we say, are still available. We'll post links down there and whatnot. Special thanks, obviously, to Kid Thompson, who produced the show, produced those clips for us. I knew he was gonna give us something. I didn't expect the quality, and I'm very happy that he's provided that. And I'm happy, and we're both. I'm sure we're all happy with how it's turned out. Maybe not DP, judging by his expression.
Homecoming at Drongan School Hall the 16th of March. It's shaping up to be an amazing show. You'll love to see it. And DP, it's worth travelling all the way from England to see this show. I promise you that.
But yeah, that's the end of the show for that. We'll end the show obviously with Kid Thompson's final say. You can follow us on our social media, which is up there. We've Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think has Fred's been moved yet? I don't know.
Nope.
No, it's not. Terrible. Terrible. We'll also send a link to Kid Thompson's Twitter, and again, thanks to him for the clips.
Yeah.
And yeah, next time we'll see you will hopefully be a review of the show whenever the next episode is. It could be the 19th, it could be the 26th. We don't know. We'll find out. I'll try and find out. I'll be at the show, obviously. So if anyone here who watches this is going to be at the show, don't be afraid to come and say hi. If you want me to say anything to DP, if you have any opinions if you want to question his opinions, you can tell me and I will gladly refer you to him. Since he will probably not show up because he's a coward, and definitely not because he lives in London. As we said, that's where you can follow us. I've been Muzza, he's been DP, and we will see you next time.
Justice upon his army.
Thank you so much for having me on the HCW show. I've absolutely loved being here, and I love what you guys are doing with the HCW show. Just keep it going, and you love to see it. See you guys soon.